Good morning. Ziggy No back. It is Tuesday, 6/15/21, 61521. Wow, what a day. Beautiful morning here in the DC area. Outside, it's sunny. Not too humid. A lot of thunderstorms last night came through and cleared the area. Let's see. Let's talk a little bit about sports this morning first. Let's see. I will say I've enjoyed the Euro. I've been watching some of the Euro Cup. Not that I understand what's going on and everything, but it's pretty good soccer matches. Some crazy goals scored. No big upsets, I don't think, yet either. No big, wins or broke funds here. Hi, good morning. Pardon me. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to make everybody deaf. Good morning, Costa Rica. Good morning. Target had a restock. If you haven't checked, I did hear about that. In fact, I saw JR posted that he was doing that, so I'm not surprised. I didn't chase it this morning. I was just too busy. I'm staying at my father at his house right now, so this week I've just got a lot of work things going on. Haven't had a chance to chase the retail. Good morning. What's up? Nice to finally catch you live. Thanks, man. Thanks for joining. So let's talk sports. Soccer's been pretty cool, and I can see how soccer cards and soccer prices might be moving. I don't have any soccer cards to really track, but I am excited to watch some soccer stuff. I will be more excited when we get to those elimination games or I guess to stage 2. But what's cool is that we have a lot of soccer games to watch. I'm excited about that. Sweden holding off Spain was a bit of a shock. I agree. I totally agree. It's so funny. So I will share that I work for a company that has a office in Spain, a big office in Spain. So my company's rooting for Spain since the U.S. is not involved. Myself and my company are rooting for Team Spain, and that was a big shock. It was also probably the only game I've seen so far there was no score, right? 0-0. Cough drops, bro. Yeah, I know. So, good morning, Brandon. Man, good to see you. Thanks for joining so early. I guess the other news was the basketball games. I'll tell you, I went to bed last night. I saw the end of the Hawks game, and I was surprised the Hawks won. I mean, they got lucky, in my opinion, considering that Embiid hit nothing in the second half. That was just shocking. And it wasn't a pretty game. It was an ugly game, but a big win. I mean, big win for the Hawks. Now, I personally still think the 76ers are going to win that, but that was just super exciting to see. I'm definitely pulling for it. And then the late game, I did not catch the end of that. I want to say when I went to bed, I think the Jazz I think it was close. Maybe the Clippers were up by a little bit. But to wake up this morning and have both those series now tied up at 2-2 is pretty cool. And the Bucks being tied at 2-2, and the Suns just chilling. So that's pretty interesting. And let me see. I would say what I'm excited about is that there's going to be a new champion, in my opinion. I don't think it's going to be – let's see, the 76ers and the Nets are the only ones who have won a ring in the past. So we will see that, and their championships were a long time ago. So it's going to be a new champion, whoever comes out of it. Clippers did dominate. And it just, what's up with the Clippers, man? They really come down, lose 2 games, and then win 2 games. And what's amazing here is before the series against the Mavericks, remember, every team, the road teams are winning, and now we're in home teams are winning. So we will see. The next game will be tomorrow night. Is that right? Tomorrow night for the Clippers? Who is a big star in soccer still in the tournament? Well, I don't know soccer that well. I know there's a lot of names I recognize on the English team with Harry Kane and is it Foden, right? Or 2 names that I recall. Obviously, I think, what's his name? Ronaldo is active on the Portuguese team, correct? I think there's some big stars on the Spanish team. And there's guys that I'm learning their names that I didn't know who the heck they were. So that's kind of why I like the Euro. In fact, I watched them score, and then I go look and see what if they have a card, and their card value has gone up. I thought the Clippers were dead. So did I. I totally thought the Clippers were dead. And again, if somehow Kawhi wins a championship, what a road, man. Ronaldo for Portugal, Kane for England, Lewandowski for Poland. That's the other one, Lewandowski for Poland. Clippers choked game 1. They could be up 3-1. Interesting. I will say, though, man, Mitchell's been playing lights out, 37 points again last night. And ESPN, they were talking about the importance of Conley coming back, so we'll see. Let's go ahead. I feel like the Clippers are a better team, but they're clippered. But they will clipper. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's funny you say that. I don't believe in those jinxes, like how the the Chicago Cubs were jinxed for years, or the Red Sox were jinxed for years. I don't feel like the Clippers are jinxed. First of all, the owner cares, right? He's putting money into it. They want to win. They've got a good coaching. They've got good players. But we will see. The path to a championship is still far, far away. I'm going to go ahead. Since it's Tuesday morning here, I'm going to pull up some of the updated graphs on cards. We're going to start here with market movers. And I just use market movers kind of just track some of the players I've been following. These are mainly basketball players. I do have Deshaun Watson here. Continues to stay strong around 550 to 600, bouncing back and forth. Luka now at 677, under the $800 mark he was at. Trey at 225. I just don't understand that. I just don't. And I don't think anybody does either. I mean, people in the card community are like, Trey's balling out. Why is this card going down? I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an explanation. Zion, Jason Tatum. This one still perplexes me, although I will say there aren't a lot of these cards selling the Mellows. Like, I'm wondering if you have a Mellow Prism PSA 10, wouldn't you be selling it right now? I would be selling it. I would, because I'd be thinking it can't stay at $800. Like, I'd probably take $6 for it right now and be happy. But it's still holding its value there. Donovan Mitchell, the only card that's actually showing up and up any significant amount in basketball at 393. Which again, when you compare that to the Mellow, I'd rather have the Mitchell. In a heartbeat, I'd rather have the Mitchell. Right? Mitchell has 4,200 basically PSA 10s. That's a pretty small pop count for a PSA 10 Prism base. I mean, even Giannis is at 2,500, 2,600. So that's not bad actually when you think about it. Giannis at 1,700 still shocking. I still believe he will be under 1,500 this year, but we will see it. I think he needs a championship for his card to change. Let's look at a couple other indexes. I really like these because, everybody's index can be different, right? What I like about what StarStock's done here is they put together these emerging 30s or whatever. They're indexed at around 1,000, and this one's already under considerably, went down to 37 points. Now, I do think there's some resistance here. We might be slowing down, but I love how they break this down. They give you, look, you're looking at raw cards, the rookie Prism cards at their price. That's a very simple, easy metric in my opinion. This one I thought's interesting. Luka did slip to 250, but he bounced up to 350 this week, which makes more sense to me. 350 for a base Luka, StarStock A. I think that's a fair deal. But that's a pretty good jump. That might help a little bit next week. Some of these other cards, though, continue. Like, why is Mitchell down to $130? I'm shocked. And Trey at a StarStock A under $85. I mean, look at that. That's over half what he used to be. He was at $200 at one time. Did he ever go higher than 200? 199. Oh, there he was, 240 something at one point. Look at that. 320 at one point. Goodness gracious. That's had a correction. And I would just say correction because, again, some of these players are still pretty solid. But I love the way that StarStock breaks this out. Anyway, I won't, spend too much time on that one. They have the emerging baseball one. The baseball one seems to be a little bit, maybe flattening a little bit. It's definitely had some drop. What's sad is this one started at 1,000. It went up a little bit, and then it's been down since. Now, in baseball, I believe these are what? I believe these are PSA, Topps rookie cards. They're flagship PSA 10s. Vlad is doing well, which I suspect. Tatis and Soto up. That's pretty good. Small ups from last week, but still up. Acuna dipping, which is actually surprising, but he's been up higher, 265. I do think too, and when PSA starts coming back to grading this, that could give StarStock cards a little bounce because right now you can't do anything with them. You can't grade them. You only sell them either raw, in StarStock A, B, or C. But there's that index. And then the last one here on StarStock is the emerging NFL, which again still holding off a little strength. It started at 1,000 as well. All these indexes start at 1,000. This one is made up of PSA 10 and StarStock A's, which I think is an interesting blend. But I do like, again, they show you what it's made out of, and they give you a list of the cards. Here are the PSA 10s. Look at that. Look, Josh Allen, PSA 10, $900. That's pretty solid. Lamar, Herbert, Herbert. Herbert is down a little bit. Kyle Murray, Burrow, Tua, Metcalf. No big movers. Sandy. Oh, my goodness. My dog just went in the pool for a morning swim. Sandy Bear. What else did I want to show you? I think these are all... Okay, there we go. That's the difference. Here's where the StarStock A's pick up, which I think that's nice because some of these cards, these are more the modern ones, might not have been PSA. So it's pretty much you're looking at the last rookie class. This is like the previous rookie class and the PSA 10s, and this is the Star Stock A's, which I like how they broke this up. So I think they do a good job there. Groot, don't go in the pool. Groot, come here. Come here. Let her out. Groot. No, he's not letting her out of the pool. He's being a jerk. Sorry, guys. Next one I want to pull up real quickly is the card ladder index. I do follow the card ladder index. I find this interesting for a few reasons. Number one, their index is based on 50 cards. So their 50 cards, I believe, are right down here. And a lot of these are cards. It's a very diverse index. Let's put it that way. It's very, what I refer to as resistance to changes in market price, right? A lot of these are authentic and vintage. Are they all authentic and vintage? And I'll be honest, I don't use card ladder, so maybe I'm wrong, but this is what my assumption is, that all these cards here are the ones that are making up this index. And that's why this index has been very, very slow in its decline, right? So I will say, interesting perspective. Card ladder definitely picked a stronger index with vintage cards, but it also shows you the strength between vintage and modern cards. Modern cards can be more volatile, right? Ups and downs. Vintage cards are more, you know, just tick, 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 up, tick, 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 down, tick, tick, tick. They just tick along. Other quick news to share with you. Oh, man, this is not showing up. Well, they're already having problems on Panini's website, but Panini has the Father's Day packs coming out this weekend. If you're familiar with those, pretty excited for that. Looks like those are going direct in these kits to different indirect and direct retailers or distributors for Panini. So we'll look to see how that does. I wanted to show you this page right here was reloading the blockchain, but it looks like that's having some challenges. There we go. There we go. So tomorrow, 1 day and 2 hours away, tomorrow morning will be the Panini blockchain. I have a feeling, I haven't seen anything of this. I have a feeling this is going to be print on demand or mint on demand, which in other words, I think if 1 million people were to order these tomorrow, I think they'll fulfill 1 million packs. I don't think they're limiting this. I don't know if that's good or bad. I also am surprised that no one's been talking about it. Like, I haven't seen any content creators talk about it. I've asked some content creators in chats, hey, what do you guys think about this? And honestly, I think those questions have been kind of ignored. And I don't know if it's just people don't care or people do care and they don't want to tell you they care. But we'll see. I suspect this will sell. I think this will be a hot seller tomorrow. You don't get the packs tomorrow. You think you get the packs a few days later. So you'll have the sell, and then you'll have to wait a few days before people actually get the packs and start ripping them. So we will see what happens there. But it's definitely on my radar. Other things going on in the hobby. Just in the news, there was this article here about Golden dealing with a Japanese company on some auctions that are coming out. A lot of the news I'm seeing is this auction information. More stuff about auctions. A lot of auction news. I didn't see anything else, so it's pretty... it was exciting here. Went over the releases of June last week. Vintage checklist. We talked about the Panini lawsuit there. LeBron cards among early favorites at Golden Sale. Again, more Golden auction around the hobby. What else? Hobby talk. Interesting story about them, about not being able to please everybody. It's kind of an interesting story, but it's kind of negative, so I didn't really pull it up and read it. Anyway, that's kind of what's going on. Let me see what's going on the YouTube channels. Did catch a lot of YouTube the other day. Nothing that like stood out that was mind-blowing. Another video out by Extreme Cards on fakes, and here's one on an altered patch of an NT Mitchell RPA. And I'll just say this altered patch thing's been going on for a long time. That's been going on forever. And I never, it's funny, I used to think to myself, why do people do that? But they do. They'll buy a card and they'll put a better patch in or alter the patch. And again, if people take pictures of this stuff, like I wish the manufacturers would include pictures of the patches that they're putting in the checklist, especially some of the high-end products, right? Like NTRPA should all have photographs when the manufacturers make those, so we can be protected against that type of stuff. I have been following the Luca Nation show. I did not listen to the most recent one, but I do like listening to those guys a little bit lately. Definitely following the Texas Card Dude. A lot of good content out there. Some stuff on the Top Shot stuff. Top Shot packs are coming out this week. I don't know if you guys follow Top Shot, but there's a hollow icon pack. I will not be chasing that. I'm a little annoyed by what you have to do to get there. Good football content. Good video yesterday from Slabstocks. I will say real quickly, I haven't had the chance yet, but I am using Slabstocks Pro right here. I started playing with this a couple days ago. I say one of the things I think is you have to learn, like you get used to doing your own thing your own way, and then you come into this, you have to learn to do it a different way. So I'm excited about this. It's interesting. It's a slab product or slab data tool primarily. But so far, I have been enjoying it. I will be doing a further, deeper review and my thoughts on it. I will tell you right now, if you're watching right now and you don't use a data tool, you definitely should check out Slapstocks Pro. It's free. It's a free tool, and it does give you a lot of good information. So if you don't have a tool right now, I definitely tell you check it out. I don't have a final opinion on it, but it's hard to not like free. I mean, free gives you some good information, some good data. They have some cool stuff here that's head-to-head, where you can compare one card to the other. I thought it's pretty cool. It does look like a lot of what they're doing is since the product is free, they're going to make money on affiliate links, which I think is fine. I absolutely appraise this because they're giving you a great tool, and then so check this out. You can go head-to-head on this one. Is that right? Add to head-to-head. Is that what I do there? And then I can add it to, let's see, we'll try it against this guy right here. And then we'll compare. Let's see what this does. That's pretty cool. Let's see, there's no sales here. Maybe I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. Stats. Oh, yeah, there's no sales on that one yet. So it's a hard one to compare. Not a fair one to compare. Anyway, let me go back to the audience here and check and see how everybody's doing. Sorry about that. You guys can hear my dogs running around in the background. Forgive me for that. Clippers were dead. Ronaldo, Porch. There we go. Where were we last? I think this is where we were. Jazz need more wings. Jazz have a good team. Jazz need Conley. Jazz need Conley, I think. Have you seen the Optic Basketball yet? I have not seen any Optic Basketball yet. I don't think that's out yet. Maybe I'm wrong. Anybody else seen it? What kind of bird is that? I don't know. I'm at my dad's house right now in Annandale, Virginia, outside D.C. this morning. Robin? Sounds good. Batman and Robin. Finch? I don't know. I'll find out, though. I like that. I just bought a Julius Randle Silver Prism PSA 9 for 50. But wow. That's a pretty damn good buy. I mean, especially for a Silver Prism. There are very few of those. And I'm a fan of Silver Prisms. I like the Silver Prism. It's kind of like the poor man's collector's card back in the day, because like collectors couldn't get the numbered cards, so we go up to silvers. Now silvers are expensive, but I like that card. That's a cool card. I don't think it's modern basketball as a new junk wax. I will say when we compare this era to the junk wax era, there are similarities, but one difference that we do have is we have the governor, I'll call it, of printed numbered cards, autographs, and relics. Those will hold value. I just think a lot of the other stuff will not. I think a lot of it is correction in behavior. Like rookie cards are still valuable, but I think a lot of these vets are not. Like I'm still shocked over how many people want the LeBron James 17th year Prism card because he's in the shape of a dunk. I don't know. That just seems to be interesting to me. I don't think 20 years from now people are going to have the LeBron 2021 Prism card out and go, oh look, he was dunking like Kobe, and somebody's gonna go, okay, I just don't. That's just my opinion. Good morning, Texas Card Dude. Looking forward to your show at 9 o'clock this morning. I got to get ready for that. No Kuna Matata. I like Kuna Matata. There goes Groot. I don't like Panini. I don't either. I mean, I do and don't. It's funny. I was talking to somebody yesterday about what is the biggest threat to sports cards, and I would have said a couple of years ago the biggest threat was exclusive licensing. I think that was going to hurt everybody. But today, I actually think it's lack of regulation. I think it's too much fraud, too much crime, too much shadiness. And that one thing I'll say, I've heard a lot of content creators comment about institutional money. I don't believe institutional money ever came into sports cards. I really don't. And what I mean by that is there might have been a guy who's a hedge fund manager that takes his own personal money and is buying cards, right? Because he likes to buy cards. But I don't think any hedge fund manager or mutual fund manager, anybody in institutional stocks said, hey, I'm going to go out and buy a bunch of LeBron Jameses and put it in the portfolio. No. Part of that is because this is a very, very unregulated industry, man. There's a lot of crime, a lot of fakes, a lot of fraud. So I don't think there's any institutional money at all in the hobby. I think institutional money is in the platforms, right? People have invested in things like Loop and Star Stock and CompC and applications. That's a different investment. But again, I'll just say this. I'll challenge. If anybody knows of any institutional buys where somebody's bought sports cards, please let me know. But I just think that's a myth. Like you did see what Elon said that, what was it? Tesla bought Bitcoin. That's an institutional buy of a commodity or something. But no one is buying, PSA 10 LeBrons or Kobe's and putting in their company's portfolio. That's just, I think, a myth. I think people need to think about that too. And the reason that is, guys, is there's too much crime in this area. There's too much counterfeit. I've always said that from the beginning. My first concern last year when this whole thing started booming was, man, so they just sent thousands of people into the sports card hobby that has full of scams. A lot of people are going to be upset. And what happens too is as those people get burned, some of those people become scammers, right? Because they feel like, well, I was scammed, I'm going to scam somebody else back. And that's not good. Are soda prices dropping? I think they've been pretty solid. I don't think they're dropping at all. I could take a look back on that one while we're talking here. If I look at Soto, and I'm looking at Star Stock right now, I'm looking at his PSA 10. It doesn't look like they're dropping. It looks like they're kind of, well, yeah, I take that back. They have dropped. They were as high as 350, and now they're around the 200. So they're holding around 200. So they have dropped. They were 3, 2. See, that's a drop. But I think 2 is probably where they're going to hold. Of course, I don't know. I have no idea. Just guessing. I'm a wagger. Where did I leave my next comment? Always great information. Hey, man, I appreciate it, William. I wish there was more better information. I'll be honest. This week's been a tough week for me. I got a lot of things going on in work, so I haven't had the time at night to put the great content together every day. But we will be here every day with some information about whatever's going on in the hobby. I will try to bring it to your attention. I will say Steve was on last night. I did not catch most of it. I listened for a few minutes. I have not been able to really watch the video, but I was excited to hear what his feedback was. There were a lot of people who did put some content out on the Philly show, and for the most part, I think the feedback was positive. I didn't hear as much complaining about Philly as I did about Dallas. I didn't hear people, complimenting Philly either, like saying that things were great and everybody was buying and selling. But I think overall it was better. Morning, very different in messages. It will be a very different message. All right. Good morning. I think it's going to have a little bit of spiritual message this morning, Texas Card Dude, which I think is good, right? I did see your thumbnail. Target has Bowman blasters and contenders available on website right now. Thank you, guys, very much, Bradley, for sharing that. So if anybody needs that, guys, check that out. Bowman blasters and contenders are available right now. I think they did drop this morning, and the Bowman should stick around a little bit. So should the contenders. So if you want to check over there, feel free. Go over, man. Get into it. I understand. Rich people have been advised to the most invest 1% in sports cards. Yep, I agree. People saying such are wrong. I agree. I just think they like to talk. It sounds like, I'll say this. There are so many people in this hobby who use words that they think they're intelligent about, but they have no clue. Like, I can't stand the word market cap for cards. That's just an ignorant comment. Okay? We should be proving that right now. There's no card market cap. Cards don't all sell at one price. That is a hyping word. Hedge funds make more money on stock options. Well, exactly. Something they know. It's an industry they can control. They understand the ins and outs. They're not going to be shorting or, buying slabs. Thoughts on Topps Finest Baseball? It seems underappreciated. So I will say Texas Card Dude is a huge fan of this. And if you haven't checked out his channel, just check him out. He'll go into more on this product. I do like Topps Finest. I'm just not chasing every product this year. I'm more selective when it comes to Topps products. I'm sticking to the Bowman and the flagship products. Finest is a great product. I also like Bowman's Best later on in the year, but I probably will pass on that as well. This is something I might buy a single of, Finest or Bowman's Best. Like video, everybody. Thank you very much, Card Case, Case Cards. Really appreciate that, guys. Well, listen, I'm not going to belabor any longer. It's been about 25 minutes into this, and I've got a lot to do today. Busy work day for me. Busy work week for me. And then this weekend, I'm going to basketball camp with my boys, so super excited about that. I'll definitely be dropping content about that. That should be interesting. So hang in there. We'll be back tomorrow morning. We'll talk a little bit about sports. We'll talk about what else is going on in the hobby. Today is Tuesday. Beckett Media normally has some pretty good stuff out today. Like I said, I know Texas Card Dude is going to be live later today. Who else is on tonight? I'm hesitant on who else. I think Personal Finance Day drops his Tuesday hobby stuff. That's out this morning. That's another good one to check out. Brandon's Baseball Cards is putting out good content. There's just so many good content creators. So have a great day, guys. Stay safe. Stay happy. Treat people the way you want to be treated. Thank you very much.